Hi, I'm Andy Jenkinson, Caravan industry expert. Welcome to my channel. Hi, welcome to a rather wet, soggy day here just outside of Preston, at Preston Caravans and Motorhomes, and welcome to the channel, if I want to say that bit. And I'm looking today at a 2022 Knaus. Now it's the Sunwind and it says the Northstar selection, Scandinavian selection. Now there's no other model name on this, I've got to find all that out now, which it's going to be. And of course what you'll notice is the door is still on the wrong side. Now the Knaus S-Class, Star Class as they were known, has now been made redundant, so they've finished them. They were never overly popular at all. They were a little bit heavy, they're overpriced and basically very under spec. But these promise to be different. So you've had a look on the outside, it looks quite smart, still got the one piece front window. Let's see what that's like inside, because this one has got quite an interesting little layout. It's got a bit of a twist to it at the back. Anyway, enough of that, let's have a go and have a look at it. Well, I'm here in the front lounge, and first of all, if you wonder what this is, it's a little Knaus bag. Now this actually goes on the door of the Caravan as you come in, a bit like those little plastic waste bins that we've been seeing a lot of over the years. Do I think that's a good idea? Yeah, it's quite nice because you can actually use it and take it out should you be desired. For the ladies, probably not for the men, unless you want to. Put that down there. Right, okay, just so I get that bit out of the way. Right, we're in the front lounge here. It's very comfortable. This seems to be an idea that's coming in that Adria introduced in their Alpina models, and now they've also put into their Adoras. I've not seen the 2022 models yet, but this curved seating, and also Bailey have also done it with their Alicante models as well, their Pegasus extra wide, and it works quite well because it, oh man, I can't say it because I'm a bit short, but anyway, it does work quite well. Now I think 4 of you sat here, you might feel it could feel quite, you know, close here, but the seat seems comfortable, and you've got a big sturdy old table here, and of course you've got the sunroof as well. Now what they've done is, Knaus, when they put the first sunroofs in their S-Class, they look really diabolical, they look like a retrofit, I'll be honest with you. I never rated it, but at least now they've tried to do something with it. The only thing is, that feels a bit on the flimsy side, and it's like as though they've done that to try and sort of cover up and mask that a little bit. Up to a point that works, but again, I'm surprised it's as sort of loose as that, to be honest with you. It might just be this van. Now also what they do is they put these net curtains in, which again, not a real UK thing at all. But the thing is, again, what they've done, they've put a small window in this front end, and it really is annoying because it just feels like a slightly overgrown side window. So it really restricts your view. I mean, it is like looking through a postbox thing there, you know, where you look through, you know, put your letters through. Curtains obviously won't be used because you've got your blinds and your fly screens, of course, but they feel a little bit, I don't know, a little bit flimsy maybe. The van itself though feels very, very solid, there's no doubt about it. And Knaus have been in and out of the UK, oh gosh, well, first time they came in was about 1974, 75, by a company down the Midlands. It didn't pull off, and it wasn't then until the 80s that Knaus tried to come back in the UK. They had a few failed attempts, and also they brought a model in by the early 90s called the Fun Sport, which they still do. That was brought in by Hanson Dorset Cars around about 1990, 1991. And that profile, that Caravan, the Fun Sport, has changed very, very little. Right, history lesson over. So, Knaus, back in UK, have been now for about 6 or 7 years, under new owners, because the original Knaus sort of went belly up, and because it just happened to UK manufacturers, foreign manufacturers have gone by the wayside as well, especially some of the Dutch manufacturers. And all in all, this does feel very comfortable. Lighting wise, you've only got a spotlight in that corner and a spotlight in this corner, so you haven't got 4 spots over here. But at the top here they've done a large high-key roof vent, which I'd really like to see because you don't get that much in Touras these days. And it's got 4 individual LED integral lighting, which will give lots of light down here. It really will. But anyway, let's have a bit more of a tour around, because at the end of this I'm going to show you a little bit of a clever idea, although I don't have actually, excuse me, how to work the bunk. But anyway, more of that in a moment. Right, we're here in the kitchen area, and this is, you know, I don't know how much this caravan's going to be. I'll have to check this out after the video, and if I can find out, I'll try. But I reckon we're going to be talking top 20s. I'd be very surprised if it's anything lower. And it's things like this that I feel a little bit miffed about, because although this caravan is very well equipped in regards, it's got the Aldi heating, etc., and it's also got this Dometic extractor fan and good lighting, it's let down by things like that. And I think that's a shame, because it really does, for UK spec, it really does need a proper something like Thetford or Dometic oven in. I mean, there's this here, but these are sort of things you find in camper vans to save space. And let's face it, you know, there's plenty of space here. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's a massive cupboard by any means, there's no doubt about it. But you know, a full oven would be better, especially for the UK, say, for the UK market. Some more storage here, see. And it has got some quite good storage, there's no doubt about it. Even these little cubby hole type things here, they're quite good. You can put things in there, boxer matches or whatever. Because don't forget, this has no spark ignition. as you'd normally find. Right, and you've got this little bit here which is quite handy, I suppose, though I think again it would have been better to have had a fold down flat maybe, just to extend this work surface. So where's the fridge, you may ask? Well, obviously the fridge is over here, and it's obviously the Dometic fridge freezer, and it opens from both sides of course, so plenty of storage there. And also you have a microwave fitted in. It's set a little bit on the high side, to be quite honest, but there's not a lot I suppose they could have done with that. And also you get this rather swish drinks cabinet, he says without breaking it, which is quite nice to see. Oops, no, trap my finger. And also in this area, while we're in the kitchen area, we also have the area here for the TV as well. Now I didn't see a status TV aerial on there. Whether it's got one or not, I don't know. I'll have to check after. But there's more storage here. It's got plenty of storage. I quite like this little idea. It keeps seats, keeps things in. And also you've got some venting around the back there. You could also hang something up there. It's a little bit wet maybe, I don't know. You've got some venting there for your Aldi heating to rise out, because of course I said before it has got Aldi heating. So the kitchen isn't bad, but I think it's just let down by the fact is really a cheap oven in there, and just that cheap sort of hob really. That is to my mind a little bit of a letdown compared to what you get normally in a UK tour, let's face it, because this is what the competition is going to be. Just one last thing, I do like this hiking roof. I think I mentioned it just before, and I do like the lights around, and this feels a lot more sturdy and a lot more better than this top end there, which felt very, very flimsy. And let's, while we're here, just quickly see the controls here. Very basic really, and your control panel for your Aldi and for lighting. Right, I'm going to take you to the back end of the van because this is a fixed bed. Right, now coming through here, now you get a little bit of a railway sort of type feeling, but I think this is, it looks to me about 8 foot wide. Again, I need to get the spec sheet on this, and at the moment there's very little because it's a brand new 2022 model. So it's quite wide here. Wardrobe wise, I'm sorry it's a bit dark, not a lot I can do about that. It's just quite dull outside, but I'll tell you something else in a minute what I think isn't helping. Excuse me. You get more storage underneath here as well. Well, I say storage, it's access to the Aldi heating system, and also you get your washroom. Now the washroom here is again a little bit compromised. Now there's no window in here at all, and I think a window wouldn't have gone amiss. I'd have done away with one of those mirrors. I say sorry again, that's me on there. And also what I'm glad to see is there's obviously a roof vent in there. They obviously had to have a roof vent because it'd be like the Black Hole of Calcutta in here. But they also fit a Dometic loo in here, which is quite expensive to do. Not a bad little basin, bit of protruding of the wheel arch there, and you've got a bit of storage underneath and some more storage up here too, and some shelving and some lighting of course, which will keep this nice and bright. But I do think that really a small window wouldn't have gone amiss on that side. Okay, let's go back into this back bedroom. Now this is where it gets interesting. I don't know if you can hear the rain on the roof. It's raining quite hard out there. Sorry again, another weather report from myself. But anyway, you've got a side fixed bed here and quite a big window. Now there's privacy, I think it's privacy glass on the outside, or plastic should I say. And okay, I know today's not a brilliant day, but it is quite dark in the back here. Now the camera is sort of making up for this, and it's making it lighter than what it actually is, but it is quite dark. And I think what they should have done was put a high key in the back here. Even if they put a MIDI high key in, it would have at least given it some more light in this area, because it is quite dark and dismal. But having got rid of that criticism, you've got some nice good storage up here. I like that, and I do like they're not, oops, they don't slowly shut, as you just found out. There's this mirror bit over here. Again, I'm not sure what that's all about. It's a sort of a thing I'd find out, you find on like a hobby really. Spots, of course, more storage locker around the top there, and some quite handy little hooks there. That's quite a nice little idea. And the hooks there. And of course, there's storage here under the bed, and also, see, there's your storage, of course. There's also lots of bits and pieces out the carpet, which I won't mess around with. But this is what I like here. Oh, hang on, let's discuss this. I like these shelves as well. Quite like these shelves, I forgot to mention them. So I like the shelves, I think those are good. And they've got lips on, so you could keep things in there when the van's on tow. Right, this is the next little trick. Now I really do like this idea. Now, on a UK van, on this layout, Eldest, they fix bunks on this in this layout. But I think what Knaus have done here, by making this a side single dinette, and then the trick is in here, because these aren't actually cupboards as such, this hides the bunk in there. And now I tried to pull this down and put the bunk up. Now I felt like I was forcing something, so I didn't want to break anything. It's because this has got to go to somewhere else. It's got to go to another dealer at some stage. I don't want to break anything. But this makes it into a bunk here at the side here. So I think it's quite a good idea, and I think this would be a good layout to have in a UK van, to be honest with you. Or give people the opportunity to have either this or side fixed bunks if you should wish to be in this area where the double bed is. There's a curtain here to help sort of divide and give you some sort of privacy. And also it's you've got you got, oh, I'm just not get my teeth in. You've got concertina divider partition, which I'd have thought it may have been solid partition maybe here, I don't know, but then again I suppose it might have been difficult to fit that in. So there's no carpet yet on the deck here. It literally is literally come in from Germany. So let's have a summary. So right, what do I think about the Knaus? Well, to be quite honest, it's a big improvement on what they were bringing in several years ago. And it had to be, because to be quite honest, when they started bringing Knauses in, again, the market wasn't as buoyant as it is today. I mean, today you can't describe it as buoyant, it's just mental. It really is. Anything is selling basically. A shed on wheels will sell. Of course, the importers, like I've said before, if you've watched some of the other videos, you'll always find imported tourers do very, very well when the market is as buoyant as this. And at the moment, Knaus and people like Andrew are doing very well with their tourers. Now when the market hardens up, of course, this will be the real test to see if these have stood the time of selling when the market, as I say, hardens up against the UK tourers, because these do tend to be quite expensive and pretty heavy too. So enough of that. Generally it's a solid van, there's no doubt about it. The front lounge is quite good. I say with 4 people there it could feel a little bit tight, especially if you're quite big sort of adults. The kitchen, I feel, again, is a little bit of a letdown. I feel really it should have a proper oven in there for the UK market, and not sort of a little makeshift oven at the bottom there, as I say you'd find in a camper van because of space, etc. And of course the 3-burner hob there, and again there's no spark ignition. And also at this back end, as I say, you might not be able to see it now on the video, but it is actually quite dark, and it does need a hikey, at least a midi hikey roof end. A large hikey would be absolutely the icing on the cake here, and it would make this far brighter and feel more spacious. I love this little side dinette. I love the fact that you can have that as a bunk, as 2 bunks. It's not fixed. I do like that. And the washroom's pretty good too. It's well finished. Again, you get the domestic loo in there, which is quite expensive. A Thetford would do, I think, personally. And also a side window wouldn't go on amiss. Price, weight, that's going to be the decider. as I say, at the moment these will sell no matter what, I think, because generally there is a big thirst for new caravans, and the UK producers aren't really fulfilling what the gap is at the moment. So of course the foreign guys are going to come in. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another imported make appear in the UK in the coming months to help soak up this and absorb this demand, because there is obviously a horrendous demand here in the UK, as there is in the rest of Europe, obviously down to the COVID. So the gripe quickly, front window again too small. Also it's a one piece on a Caravan like this again, where it's they're trying to get it up market. It should have, I think, really the triple window design at the front there. I think that should be the case on this. I know abroad it doesn't matter, the Continentals don't mind that one piece window, but I think 3 windows and spread over would let a bit more light into that front lounge as well. And also you can see out at the moment. If you're sat in the corner or sat around the set, you can't really see much at all. It is like looking through a letterbox actually, as I said before. But all in all, it's refreshing to see, you know, a new range of Tourers from Knaus. I mean, we've seen a few ranges come and go. They've played around, and I think what they've got to do is decide on one range and stick to it. Find out how it goes, get the feedback, and keep that range then establish itself in the UK market. In probably 18 months, 2 years time, when the market does steady off, this will test the mettle of these vans. But if they're clever, they'll use this particular time to get established, to get people liking them, so much so that when they come to buy another Caravan, when things have settled down, they'll come and they'll look and buy a Knaus. Anyway, please keep subscribing, please keep watching the Caravan channel, and I hope you do enjoy it. And as I say, I'm trying to bring some more 2022 stuff to you over the weeks, but it's not easy. Still got a book to do, still going through another book, and still got another one to do as well, and another one to do after that. So it really is hard trying to keep, and plus some magazine work. Just if you're looking for used Caravan, Practical Caravan, I do quite a bit of stuff in there on new as well. So lots of tips and advice in that magazine generally, and it's a well established magazine, and again it's independent from what you normally get with the clubs. So I say Practical Caravan is a very good magazine, not just because I work for it, and I have been for 25 years. Wow, long time. Right, I'll leave you to it. That's when this rain's going to ease off. It's really coming bad, I can't believe it. It was alright before. Typical. See ya.